What's going on, people? Sean Butler here from the Spurs Talk Show. I hope you're all really happy and healthy doing the things you love. It is Wednesday evening. It is 10 to 6. This will be going up around 9 or 10 o'clock tonight. I hope you are all happy and healthy doing the things you love. We've got some interesting news coming out. We finally got some more movement on Mickey van der Ven. We're going to go through a couple of contradictory statements that were spread only by a couple of hours apart from Charlie Eccleshare of The Athletic, who is a very generally very reliable source, an ITK who knows what he's talking about, followed up by a couple of hours later from Fabrizio Romano, one of them saying that the deals are not close, the other one is saying that it's very close and that it's about to happen. On top of that, we've also got noise regarding Tosin Adarabioyo maybe coming in, and that Tottenham are expected to bid for him in the next couple of days. We've also got stories out regarding potential double deals with Barcelona for Frank Kessie and Clement Lenglet. And of course, we are not yet apparently supposed to be giving up on Edmund Tapsoba. Things are finally starting to cook, guys, after 4 weeks of nothingness, lots of rumors. We're still not any closer yet officially, but with the strength of the rumors and the legitimacy of the people that are putting them out, I think we can start to get excited about some of these final pieces of the incoming transfers into that squad jigsaw starting to fall into place. We're going to talk about it right now. Please lock yourself in, like the video, hit the subscribe on the channel if you haven't already, and drop a comment afterwards. Let me know your thoughts on what we're discussing. Let's go. All right, guys, let's start off with some news that came out earlier today from, well, a bunch of all the aggregators. Charlie Eccleshare himself didn't put this, I don't believe, on his Twitter timeline. I think this came from a podcast that he was on Monday night or Tuesday night, maybe last night, where he said that Ange Postecoglou is continuing to push for defensive reinforcements, but the pursuit of Bayer Leverkusen's Edmund Tapsoba and Mickey van der Ven of Wolfsburg has yet to reach an advanced stage. We do know that Charlie Eccleshare is, of course, as I say, works for the Athletic. Generally speaking, a very reliable source. When he speaks, people listen. That came out, via if you hadn't seen him on his podcast last night, then that was really shared today and this morning. That was followed up just a little bit later on, and maybe this afternoon, about 3 o'clock, by a exclusive from Fabrizio Romano that looked a little bit like this. Tottenham are reaching an agreement, or close to reaching an agreement with Wolfsburg for Mickey van der Ven. The deal is advancing to final stages now. There are still details to sort out, but talks are underway. Agreement could be done soon. Other ITKs are running with it and saying that the fee is around £30 million and that the deal could be done by the end of the week or early next week. It's music to every Tottenham fan's ears to be able to think we're finally going to get in someone who is 6'4", 21, 22 years old, a really interesting, versatile player that can maybe double up on the left side at left back, which might then free up some options. We know that we're obviously without Ryan Sessegnon for quite a while with his surgery and injury that he's going through. There is, of course, lots of interest from Spain for players like Serge Reguilon, but can we really afford to lose him if we've already lost Ryan Sessegnon, if the only other person outside of Destiny Udogie to be able to fit into that squad, into that proper left-back position, is Ben Davies? I don't think we can say with any level of certainty or confidence that Ivan Perisic could do it. We know how much he struggled offensively last year. So having Mickey van der Ven in, who can come in and immediately challenge for the left-hand side of the centre-back spot, or potentially, if needs must, or if the structure of the squad, the formation requires it, at left-back, it's a really good bit of business for Tottenham Hotspur, and I really hope that Tottenham can get it done. The other thing that's interesting, though, with regards to this story is I think maybe, just maybe, I mean, they're not direct necessarily replacements for one another, but I did mention this morning that Sassuolo left-back Rogerio has reportedly accepted an offer to move to the Bundesliga to join Wolfsburg for €6 million plus bonuses, ending a 6-year stay with the Nero Verdi. Maybe, just maybe, Wolfsburg's confidence in getting this deal over the line has allowed them, regarding squad spaces, regarding confidence in their own depth on that left-hand side of their defensive remit, that maybe, just maybe, now is the time to cash in, and hopefully Tottenham and Wolfsburg can mutually agree a correct price and the correct structure to the deal. In other news, guys, we heard from Football London this morning and yesterday that Tottenham are finally expected to launch a defender bid as club steps up transfers for Ange Postecoglou. Tottenham have yet to add their centre-back options so far this summer, despite it topping the club's list of transfer priorities ahead of the Premier League season. Tottenham are expected to launch a bid for Fulham defender Tosin Adarabioyo this week. Football London understands, now only 12 days away from their 2023-24 Premier League opener against Brentford, the Lily Whites have yet to strengthen at the back. Blah-de-blah-de-blah. I don't think it gives any particular prices on the deal, but of course we do know that Tosin was favoured and heavy favourites and preferred a move, allegedly, according to reports, to go to Monaco. And that deal was seemingly put on the back burner when Monaco officially signed Salisu from Southampton 2 days ago. So with Monaco unlikely to want or need both centre-backs, although they have, of course, just lost one of their players to Chelsea, I believe. Disassi, is it? I think that there maybe is still space for Tosin Adarabioyo to go to Monaco, but the reports out of Tottenham, football.london, is that Tottenham are expected to put a bid in for Tosin Adarabioyo this week. Now, does this Mickey van der Ven deal mean that Tosin is off the limits or off the cards? Is this one of those things where someone like Fabio Paratici is still spinning those plates, wanting to go and agree 3 or 4 deals all at once with the intention of only triggering on 1 or 2 of them? Time will tell. For me, Tosin Adarabioyo is a very, very good player. He can play in a great level of competition for Christian Romero on the right-hand side. And, you know, maybe, just maybe, displace him. We had a long debate about Romero last night on the show with Henry Wright and Sava. Check that out if you are interested. But ultimately, Tosin coming in alongside Mickey van der Ven, I think that should allay a lot of fears of Tottenham fans being unprepared, the club being unprepared for the defensive responsibilities of that system. Both of these players are tall, very good in the air, both very strong, competent on with the ball at their feet, very fast players, especially Mickey van der Ven, one of the fastest players in the Bundesliga, and a player that will absolutely fit the system, fit the mold. Still a lot to learn, still going to make mistakes, but obviously with that versatility and utility can come in handy in a multitude of different positions. One other story that is worth sharing with you, of course, is coming from, I mean, this is just an aggregator account. I've chosen the Sports Mole. I actually spoke about this. Let's go to 90minute.com. I spoke about this on my walk a few days ago. I put out an idea and said, is there any chance, maybe, just maybe, that Tottenham might be looking to get Frank Kessie to play in that very, very highly critical role in the 6 from Barcelona? He is someone that's available for a fairly cut price fee. Maybe, just maybe, Barcelona are going to hold on to the hope and say, we'll give you a special deal if you would take both Frank Kessie and Clement Lenglet off the books. To me, Frank Kessie is a wonderful 6. I'd be very happy to have him, but I don't think I'd say he's the top of my list. I think he still has weaknesses, sometimes in his concentration, sometimes his passing can be a little bit awry. But in terms of someone who can sit there and shepherd that back four, protect that triangle when the rest of the team have progressed up the field, someone like him sitting there with that ball playing and ball winning competence is a really nice thought to give competition for Bissouma. With the likes of Clement Lenglet, is he going to come back in? It looks like he maybe could easily have a deal struck with Tottenham Hotspur. Barcelona are desperate to get his salary off of their books. I'm sure it's the same with Frank Kessie because their financial problems are pushing them to make some difficult decisions regarding their squad. And Clement Lenglet obviously has the experience of being at Tottenham under a different system. He was, for me, the best centre-back for Tottenham last season. Does he fit the system? Not really. Am I desperately unhappy with the idea of him coming in and playing backup to Mickey van der Ven and then having Tosin playing backup to Romero and having combinations of those? That doesn't worry me so much as long as he is the backup variety, not the first choice. His pace worries me. His ability to be turned worries me. His on the ball stuff is very good though, and he can beat the man. It's just what happens when we lose the ball in transition. Is he strong enough in the air? Is he strong enough to be able to recover and get back? I'm not entirely convinced, but when you're asking me to pick between him, Eric Dyer, Davinson Sanchez, Joe Rodon as a backup player to sit in that role, to me, they're all about the same. I don't expect Tottenham to go out and sign 3 world-class or entirely superb options at centre-backs, especially if one of them is only going to be a rotation player. So I'm okay with it. Maybe, just maybe, if Tottenham could go and get Clement Lenglet and Frank Kessie in a double deal, go and get Tosin Adarabioyo, go and get Mickey van der Ven, bring those 4 people in, and then start moving people on, like Harry Kane if he wants to go, and like all the other players that we need. Then I think Tottenham can look at their window with a lot of satisfaction. A lot of work still to be done, guys. A hell of a lot of work to be done. But for me, I'm looking at this situation right now and thinking I'm so much more positive temporarily around what the options are, what the chances are of us getting these deals done. It's been slow. It's been a very laborious task, and it's been difficult to talk about things when there's been absolutely no news. But just like buses, you're waiting for one to come along and then several come along at once. Maybe, just maybe, next week could be absolutely crucial for Tottenham. It's a shame it took this long because there's so little time for these players to bed in. The season starts in literally 10 days' time, and these players will not have played this system. They won't know each other. Let's just get one of them done, then hopefully get the others quickly behind, and then over to Fabio Paratici to start tearing up contracts or making some moves with regards loaning some of these players out that are not fit for the squad. Obviously, we've had bad news about Brian Hill today with his injury. We know that Sessegnon's injured. We know that Tanguy Ndombele also hasn't played any minutes yet. There's rumours that he might be moving to Turkey for about £11 million. It'd be lovely if we could get that deal done. Unfortunately, I know a lot of you were looking forward to seeing Tanguy in an Ange system, at least in pre-season. Doesn't look like there is too much time left to experiment. And with the form of players like Perisic and Lo Celso stepping up and making surprising contributions, albeit in friendly matches, I think maybe, just maybe, we have to shake hands with reality and call a spade and make the necessary decisions we have to do with regards cutting our losses on some of these assets that are just not good fits. But guys, it's very interesting to see that maybe Mickey van der Ven is going to be coming in sooner rather than later. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get Tosin as well. By the way, Edmund Tapsoba deal is not over. It's not over. The noise hasn't resurfaced in that regard. I personally would still love Edmund Tapsoba to come in, but beggars can't be choosers. Right now, I just want to get the Mickey van der Ven deal done. Then we can breathe for a second and then go again, get the final pieces of the jigsaw, and then Tottenham's squad looks very competent and capable. Last thing I'll say, guys, is I was just listening in on the Spaces hosted by Johnny, and one of the guys on that show was talking about the fact that Tottenham, maybe, just maybe, are still trying to convince Sofyan Amrabat to not sign for Manchester United and to sign for Tottenham instead. And they use the idea that Sofyan Amrabat is best mates with Rodrigo Bentancur, and that Bentancur is being used in some of these influential discussions, trying to convince him to come to Tottenham, and maybe, just maybe, Tottenham can gazump Manchester United at the last minute and give this guy a place in our squad. And if you do have him come in to compete with Bissouma, and even whilst Bentancur is out, think about this as a midfield three of Sofyan Amrabat, Bissouma, and James Maddison, with on the bench options like Lo Celso, options like Pape Sarr and Bentancur when he comes back. To me, that really starts to get my juices flowing. Let's hope that there's something to that, but I don't know if there's any truth in it. I'm just listening to people that claim to know things that that I wasn't aware of. That's it from me, guys. I will see you on the next one. Like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know your thoughts. And as always, bye-bye.